Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I have taken you guys along this summer and shared our curriculum picks for this coming school year. If you are new here, my name is Julie. I am a homeschooling mom of 5, and my kids this fall are going into 8th grade, 6th grade, 5th grade, 3rd grade, and kindergarten. So I've been showing you some of our curriculum picks, and in today's video I'm going to show you our family subjects. So this is the curriculum that we're going to do together as a family, all of us. Well, some of it might not really include my kindergartner, but everybody else, this is going to be our group studies. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around and show you what I have picked for this fall. When I have all of our curriculum together and I can hold it and look through it, I start to get really excited for this coming school year. So I'm excited to show you what we've picked. I'm first going to start with our morning time and what we'll be doing for our Bible study. So when we start our school days, we start with, I still have to figure out what every day will look like, but I think some days we'll do Bible and some days we'll start with Read-Aloud. But this is kind of all part of our morning basket. Actually, one other thing I want to mention is that we are going to be starting every day also with watching World Watch News. We just started using this just in the last couple weeks of the past school year, but really enjoy that. So we're definitely going to get back into that when we start this next school year as well. So that will be part of our morning time. And then for Bible curriculum, so I've been using these little notebooks I've put together for the past few years now. And it starts with our catechism. We're going to continue working on memorizing the catechism. Everything else I have in here, you can check out some of my past videos for what exactly I put in here for what we wanted to memorize. But all of these pages we have memorized. We've memorized these attributes of Jesus and the days of creation and the 10 Commandments and the books of, I can see that's what's on this page, the books of the Bible and stuff. So this year we might go back to these and just do it as review. But for the most part, all I'll be doing in this book with the kids is the catechism, and then we will also be learning some hymns, as well as memorizing, sorry, I'm struggling here with one hand, memorizing some different Bible verses and Bible passages. So that's all that's in there. I bought a couple of new things. So I bought this, Timeless Hymns for Family Worship. So most of the hymns we learn actually will likely just be in here. So each page has a hymn, and then it has a bit of it shows the other verses. And then it must be on the page before. There's a story about the hymn writer and how that song came about. So I've been wanting to do a hymn study for a few years now. So I think this is going to be a good addition to Bible time. This will be more like a read aloud, but I've heard this book recommended so much, like repeatedly. And it is a more pricey book. It's a nice big hardcover, good quality book. I think it was probably $40 Canadian or something. And but I finally was like, okay, I think this is gonna be a really good one. So yeah, this is kind of like Bible time / read aloud time. It's a Pilgrim's Progress version for kids with animals in it. The last thing we're going to do for Bible time is I bought one of these not consumed Bible studies. Again, I've heard a lot about these. I just got this in the mail a couple days ago and took it out of the packaging this morning. So it's all still fresh and new to me as I'm like paging through it. But I'm excited to try something new this year. Trying something fresh and new is always exciting. And then I did get each of the kids a little journal to go along with it. So the older kids just have this journal. They can jot down some thoughts or draw a picture and answer questions based on what our lesson was about. So the 3 older kids have that one, and then the younger kids have the primary journal, which is of course similar, just for younger kids, a bit more drawing and stuff in there. So that's going to be our not consumed Bible study, the Old Testament Faithopedia. Now, to go along with our morning time, I'll show you what read aloud books I've picked out so far. I'm sure we'll get into more than this, but this is what I have to start with. So this one, actually, you'll see there's a bookmark in there. We actually have been starting this one over the summer. We're just a couple chapters in so far. It's an old book. I think it was written in 1916 there. Again, it's a title that I just heard recommended enough. Like, it wasn't just one time. I heard it recommended a number of times and thought, okay, I'm gonna get that one. And so far so good. All right, this one we read last year. I think it was called The House at Pooh Corner. This is just the Winnie the Pooh, you know, just introducing the character of Winnie the Pooh, I think. One of our kids got this one. They got it like from a free box of books or something. So I want to read that to the kids. Now, Charlotte's Web is no new title for us. I have read this aloud many times. Every time I have a kindergartner, I read this book. I started that when my oldest was in kindergarten, and so I thought that's just the perfect age, you know, to really sit and listen to a novel, and this is a really good beginner's one. So my youngest is in kindergarten this year, so I thought, well, it's time to pull out Charlotte's Web again. This is a book that I bought recently. I did not even realize that there was a sequel to Cheaper by the Dozen, but there is, and here it is, Bells on Their Toes. I think this one will be a good read aloud choice because if I remember correctly from the first one, there is a little bit of language in there, so I can just skip over that when I read aloud to the kids. I don't know how good this one will be because when there is a book like Cheaper by the Dozen, which is so well known, and then there's a sequel that's not very well known, I kind of wonder, is it just not nearly as good? But we'll find out. This one, I'm hoping all the kids can get into it. This one, again, I feel like there might be a little bit of language in it, so it's a good read aloud title. I actually purchased All Things Bright and Beautiful and then the sequel as well. And I thought if I read it to all the kids, then maybe Elijah can read the sequel on his own. So if you've never heard of James Herriot, he's a vet. And I remember my mom reading this story to us when we were kids. And I think as a younger child, it was a lot to listen to. So we'll see. I have plans to read it, but if the younger ones just like cannot even listen to it, I might just drop it and get the kids to read it as an independent read for them, but I'll try it first. We'll test it out and see how it goes. And then once again, yes, we are doing the Gather Round unit studies. We have enjoyed using these for the past, is this our third year or our fourth year? This is our fourth year. Wow, our fourth year using Gather Round. We have done all of the continents except for Africa. The reason for that is because when I first wanted to start trying out Gather Round, I did a test week, like a free week of Africa. So we already completed 1 week, like 4 years ago. And so that's why I kept delaying on buying this one because it was like, well, we've already done a week of it. But I did buy the unit that we will do the full thing this year. So I did print out the teacher's guide. I printed out upper elementary for Charity and Simeon actually are both doing upper elementary this year. Zara is doing the early reader, at least to start the year she is. And then for Elijah, he is doing some different curriculum as we get into grade 8. I know he's gonna still wanna sit and listen to as I read the teacher's guides of our Gather Round units. So what we're trying out for the beginning of the school year is I only printed out the notebooking pages so that he has something to fill out as I read. As you can see, it's just like a teeny tiny book. There's like 20 pages in here. So he will fill that out, but not do the rest of the workbooks that the older kids will have. You can see there's a lot packed into there. So the other kids, other than Elijah, this is their history and geography and science and all of that in one unit study, whereas Elijah, I'm getting him, you'll see in my grade 8 curriculum hall, he's doing some other history and science. So that's what we've done for the Africa unit as well as this next unit. So this is gonna be our first unit this fall. This is gonna be our second one, Rocks and Minerals. So that is all those notebooks you saw for the kids. That is what I printed up for both of these units. Now I didn't print up anything for Wesley, and yeah, there are some fun coloring pages and stuff that I could print up in the pre-reader. I just remember printing up pre-reader for Zara at this age. And it was just a waste because she probably did like 2 or 3 pages in the entire book, because in kindergarten, Wesley's kindergarten is math and reading and writing, and this is just like extra. So if he wants like a coloring page or something, I can go and print something, but I decided not to print up a full book for him. So those are our first 2 units. Our next 3 units, we're doing 5 for sure. If we get through all these and have more time at the end of the school year, I already know what unit we're doing 6th, and it is, I know it as in I have it written down, but as I'm talking, I'm like, wait a second, what is it? I'll put it down here because right now I'm drawing a blank. But for these last 3 units, all I did so far was print up the teacher's guide, so Intro to Psychology. And the big reason for that, for one, it saves me time right now. I didn't have to print up all the extra books, but I would say that the main reason is that I don't quite know how my kids will do at each of their levels. Like Zara is starting off at early reader. She's turning 8 this fall, and I think she'll likely go to early elementary before we get to these units, you know, like Christmas time or whatever, and she'll be already 8. And so I don't want to jump the gun and print all the books for the full year. I kind of want to just wait and see what levels their notebooks should be at as we go on. This unit is transportation. And then we also got ancient civilizations. They all look so good. I'm really excited to get into each of these. Those are our plans for our family subjects for the fall. I will make sure to link down below. I did a video on kindergarten curriculum and on 3rd, 5th, and 6th grade curriculum. I'm not sure if this video will go up before my 8th grade curriculum haul or vice versa, so I'll link whatever videos I've already done down below in the description box if you want to check those out. I will also link all these products I showed today down below in the description box if you are interested in any particular item. And subscribe if you want to follow along as we enter this next homeschool year. This coming school year is going to be my 10th year homeschooling. If you count my son, my oldest son, doing junior kindergarten and kindergarten. Yes, he's going into grade 8 and we have homeschooled all the way through. I can't believe we've come this far, but subscribe and you can follow along on this exciting journey. I'll see you guys in my next video.